How was y'all summer?
How was yours?
Great.
Actually, how was your summer? Just as kind of the news constantly came about Royce first, and then Rudy and Donovan. What was it like going through all that?
Man, it was a roller coaster, honestly. It was just a lot of unknown. You didn't know who was staying, who was going. Um, you know, when Rudy got traded, obviously, and Royce, one of the first two, you thought maybe that'll be it, and then we go from there. And then once Don got traded, it was like the floodgates started opening up. We're like, oh, now all of us are like up in the air, and we don't really know what's going on. So just tried not to think too much about it. Tried to just concentrate on work and family, and it'll all take care of itself, kind of thing. So,
Do you feel like your status was still up in the air when it comes to this team?
uh, at this point, I'm trying to just concentrate on being all in and not worrying about it as much. If I figured if I was to have been traded, it would have already happened at this point. So I'm just going into the season ready for another year. Whatever happens after that happens, but just locked in and ready to go.
Do you feel like you have something to this deep into your career?
Oh yeah, I think last year, particularly just a portion of the year was I didn't play to my standard or um, what I felt my team needed from me. But I think this is an opportunity to kind of just go out and show what I'm still capable of doing, and that we went through a lot as a team last year. We went through a lot with our personnel, guys in and out of lineup, guys finding themselves within our team. So um, I can easily take back seats when that happens. So I'm excited to just get out there and play and compete and show what I'm able to do.
With so many guys on the roster, so many young players that are coming,
Oh well, yeah. I think regardless if we had one or two young guys or 10 young guys, I was going to do my best to help those guys as much as I can. Obviously, our team is shaped a lot differently this year, so I'll be kind of mentoring a lot of guys. But I just want the best and the most out of each person. I want them to understand their ability and how high they can go in this league. And I'll just try to be that example and set that example every day.
with a few months of hindsight now, you look back at how last season ended and the way it ended. Do you have any new kind of insight on what went wrong, how things went wrong, where things went wrong, what could have been different, if anything?
Uh, you know, Looking back at it, we just had to play better. A lot of things were uh, things that we could change, whether that was individually guarding guys or making shots when we need them, or not turning the ball over in crucial situations. Like there were different reasons for different games why we lost, and it was no one person's fault. I think it was just a culmination of mistakes that we made, and lost to ultimately a really good team, really good players, and a really good coach. So, um, you know, looking back at that, that's about what I saw. And going forward, it's just trying to improve on anything that I can improve on, because a lot of guys that are here now were not here and part of those teams. So this will be a different year.
Stetson Zanuck said that he, kind of been in contact with you guys, I mean, the veterans, you, JC, even Bogey before the trade, about kind of what to expect and kind of what's going on in trade negotiations and stuff like that. Have you heard that from Justin? Has there been that communication, and kind of what have you heard in those conversations?
Yeah, we've had dialogue throughout the summer, even up until now. Um, it wasn't like every day or anything. It'd be sprinkling here or there, a few weeks or so, but just keeping us up to date on if there's any traction on stuff, or what they're, you know, uh, where they're headed as far as their agenda, um, like going young or So it's just been, for me, it's just been kind of just wait and see, you know. Um, Same time, try to be as present because I still love, you know, Justin, Danny, all those guys, everybody here I love so much. So it's a unique relationship to have, you know, guys you really do enjoy being around, guys you go golf with, and all that. But then the business side of it's still standing kind of in between of that. So it's been interesting, and they've been very, you know, candid with everything.
Is that tough with, I mean, telling your wife that, you know, do you tell your kids that, hey, you don't know what to expect this school year, you know, like, how does that unfold?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. You know, it is for me at this stage in my life. It's, you know, you have to. That's almost the biggest portion of it. Is, you know, if I was 20 years old and didn't have a family, you know, if I got traded, it wouldn't matter. I'm going by myself, and now I'm having, you know, my kids are in school. They have friends. My wife has friends and neighbors and just people that they really do care about. And to have them pick up and move them around wouldn't be the ideal situation. So whether I go or don't go, I think they'll be here throughout the year and stay in school here because it's, you know, their happy place, and kind of keep them grounded there.
I guess along those lines, has it been your preference to kind of staying here with this team even as it's constructed, or, you know, how do you weigh that against being where you are in your career and maybe like having a chance to be traded to a team that's closer to, you know, contending for that championship that everyone wants to win?
Right. And that's the battle. I was just talking about it. It's like I want to win. Obviously, I signed here to, you know, compete, have a chance to win a championship. But for my own career, do I want to sacrifice, you know, have my family uprooted or from a situation they love to be around? So I really do weigh that heavily. But obviously, I'd love to compete. I'd love to win, whether that's here or anywhere else. And obviously, you know, with the way our team is shaped now, with a bunch of younger guys and guys who are looking for opportunity, if it does, you know, come up in the year sometime, I'm not shutting the door saying I'm here for life or anything like that. But I'm 10 toes in until they tell me I'm not, you know. So just trying to, like I said, take it day by day, not think about it as much, and just worry about, you know, what I can control on the court.
Some of the young guys who stopped by already, Colin Sexton and Johnny Buzang, have talked about picking your brain and some of the veterans like Rudy Gay, JC, picking your guys' brain. What's that dialogue been like as you've watched them play in the open gyms and other things, and when they've asked you for insights, or maybe when you've just offered it without them asking?
It's been cool, you know, coming from a different situation in the last few years where you're one of the older guys, but there's a lot of older guys on the team, and they've been through just as much as you, so you don't really have to have the same conversation. So to talk to Colin, Johnny, I mean, Talon, everybody that's come up and asked questions or I've reached out to has been just another responsibility and another, you know, great one at that, you know, being able to help lead these guys. And like I said, I just want the best for all of them. And I've been in a similar situation with where Colin and all those guys are at, where you come into a situation at a young age and you know, the expectations are just get better, continue to grind, continue to get better, and build a culture around competing. And it's an exciting time, you know, for that, from that aspect. So I just want them to continue to believe that and not get lost in wins and losses or playoffs or anything like that.
Now that you've been in the league for as long as you have you noticed, like with some of the young guys maybe on this team or in past teams, that you can see like, whoa, they're starstruck, like they're tough there with you or some of the other veterans, or they hide that pretty well?
No, they're pretty good nowadays. I think they know how to handle themselves. They hide it good, and I don't think they should be starstruck at all, me at all. So I'm not too worried about it.
What's it like having such a young coach?
It's pretty cool. It's kind of unique. You know, he talks to me about, like, he looks at every time he says, you know, he says he's young and I'm old and we're the same age. So that's his joke to me every single day. So he wants me to continue to believe that I'm a young guy and all that, and it's pretty cool to just have that dynamic. We're going through life at the same speed, and he has kids and family just how I do, and our bodies mature at the same stage. So it's both walk in and say our back hurts or something like that, and kind of laugh about it because we did nothing to hurt our back. So it's pretty cool to have that kind of relationship with him.
If you do wind up staying with this team, and you kind of alluded to this a little bit earlier, what are the kind of the challenges and the role that you can have in terms of shaping the future identity of a team that features so many new guys, so many guys who've never played together, so many guys who are in their first 2, 3, 4 years in the league?
Well, I think it's the mindset and the culture that you want to establish. Starting so young, that it's about winning. It's about competing. It's about working. It's not an individual thing. You can't come in here with the mindset that it's about you and only you. Nobody gets anything at the end of the road if your whole team is successful. So allowing them to understand that at a younger age and becoming selfless will be a task of mine to try to rub that off on them, and whether it's verbally or just by example on the court or every day in the gym when I'm in there early or leaving late or whatever it may be. Attention to detail is just stuff that'll help them grow as men and as basketball players quicker, and not to think of this thing as a rebuild, but just retooling, and eventually you'll be right back where you need to be, kind of deal.
All right, good. Thank
Who
you.
is the best golfer between you and Danny and Ryan?
Ryan's won up until this last week. I think I might have eclipsed Danny. He didn't play too well. He won't tell you that though.
Where's the suit? Where's the suit?
Okay, where's the suit?
I missed the suit. I missed the 3-piece suit.
You'll get the suit.
All right,
You get the suit.
that's
Baby.
what I'm talking about.
First
job
home game.
uniform.
First home game. You'll see me suited and booted. How's everybody doing?
Good. How was your summer?
It was amazing, man. I had a great summer. I got out here in about August, right after summer league, I believe. Before summer league, I think. And I've been here ever since, training, getting used to the altitude.
How has that been acclimating to the altitude?
I love it. I love killing myself and breathing hard because I know that when the game comes, I'll be good to go. And when we go to sea level, I'll be fine.
What'd you do specifically?
I went up to the mountains, ran a couple, hikes and sprints up there, and sprinting on the court, basketball-wise, and just continue to do a lot of cardio, running up hills. You might see me on 1300 Street. Never know.
Any favorite trails up in the mountains?
No favorite trails. I just like going out there, running, and then go play golf right after.
Not a bad day.
Yeah, not a bad day at all.
Have you been out golfing with Mike?
Yeah,
Ryan, Danny?
Mike owes me money too, so let him know. So yeah, I play with Mike, I play with Will, I play with Jay-Z. I'm waiting for Danny Ainge to let me play, but he says he can't give me too much strokes. He said I can only give me 8 strokes, so I need a couple of weeks before I go out there and play with him. So we'll probably play this season, during the season, sometime when we land or something like that.
Now, when Mike was in here, he didn't tell us that he owed you money.
It's because he didn't want to tell you. Because he's not supposed to tell you. He's supposed to be the better one. But I got him on the last 2 holes.
So with this offseason the Jazz have had you been able to kind of get settled here, or are you constantly looking at trade rumors, or what's kind of?
Nah, since I've been traded here, I've been solely a Jazz. I haven't thought about going anywhere. I haven't looked at the trades or anything like that. My goal is to stay here as long as I can and do what we're supposed to do.
Is it difficult heading into a season where obviously there's going to be more roster moves? 18 guys can't be on the roster, right? Like there's a lot of uncertainty with like who's going to be here. So like even considering like you will be here,
Right.
is it difficult to know kind of how
No,
the team's
not at
going?
all. And no, I've been here for 7 years. It could be difficult sometimes, but if you just, tell the guys we can do this. Like I don't know what the expectations are or what the situation is, but my expectations is to go to the playoffs. I've built 2 NBA teams, and we've gone to the playoffs from a rebuilding situation. And at this point in my career, I just want to win. And I keep telling guys we got a lot of underdogs, so people gonna come in and think it's gonna be easy, but Nah, we're gonna come in and win. We're gonna come in and do what we're supposed to do. Doesn't matter to me what everybody's saying we're gonna do. We're here to win.
Sorry for interrupting.
Be good.
Having come from those situations where you're on rebuilding teams working their way back up, what are the challenges ahead for this group as it kind of navigates that process as well?
Consistency. That's the biggest thing. When we're winning, we can't be happy that we won. You know, it should be expected. If we're losing, we gotta get in the gym and do more. And consistency and just, you know, staying together, having fun. I think that was the most important thing because at the end of the day, you know, we're all we got a young team. So the most important thing is learning the game and teach them the best I can. You know, I'm a young vet, so I got to teach these young guys how to move forward and continue to keep working.
What have your thoughts been about Coach Hardy so far?
I love Coach Hardy. We've also played as well. He's a great guy. You know, he's very humble and he's just ready to work. And you know, we've talked about my role, and I told him I want to be the coach on the floor for him if he needs me. You know, and just be there, be vocal, and help the guys out.
Being around for some of these open gym runs over the summer, have there been any of these young guys that have kind of stood out and you've been like, oh, I didn't expect that?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of guys have stood out to me. Johnny has stood out to me. He reminds me of me when I was younger. He's always asking me to shoot with me. He's always asking, like, how can I become a better shooter? I give him little pointers here and there. You know, I finally get to see Colin play. In high school, I saw him play. We never played each other, but, you know, it's pretty cool to have two Atlanta guys come from there and, you know, see him play. And Ochai is really good, too. I didn't know how special he could be. So we got a lot of good guys, you know. That's what I'm saying. We got a lot of young guys who are special and are ready to do what they're supposed to do.
Is your expectation to come off the bench or be a starter? Or are you cool coming off the bench?
I'm a team player. Whatever coach wants. I believe that I'm a starter though. So whatever it takes to just be the best player for this team. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to win. That's all I want to do, man. Just want to win.
When we talked to you over Zoom, whatever that was, 4 months ago, you said this was a big season for you.
Huge.
Why is it a big season for you?
Because I'm about to be an all-star on and off the court. I was telling people that I want to get the Community Assist Award. So that's my biggest goal this year. And just continue to stay healthy. Last year I played 79 games. I'm trying to make sure I play 82. And then, like, my off-the-court situations, I want to make sure that people know that I'm a great man. And, you know, I like to have fun. I'm very energetic and got a funny character. So I got to use it for other stuff.
We've been talking to a lot of you, and you kind of one thing that's kind of common. You guys have a chip on your shoulder. You have something to prove. How do you kind of turn a bunch of individuals with something to prove into a team that can win together when playing team basketball?
Well, like I said, it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. Like, what I'm saying isn't going to be easy. Like, Rome wasn't built in one day, and that's what I told everybody in Minnesota. It's not built in one day. You got to be able to, you know, continue to grind. There's going to be a lot of struggles. There's going to be losses where we could have played better. There's losses where we felt like we won. It just all depends on the results, you know, if you're doing the right things. So I don't know if I answered our question right.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
If you're aiming for the Community Assist Award, what are, like, causes that you care about?
So like I said, I have a son on the way. I mean, a son and a girl on the way. So family is more important to me right now. Learning how to, like, I want kids and fathers who are together in the league or, you know, have a tough time, you know, handling their job to be together and learn how to, like, go through situations, how to be a better father. And then of course, the issues I've dealt with, I want kids who are going through things to learn that, you know, it could be taken away from you in a second, or, you know, you don't need to be doing the things you're doing, you know, everything. I mean, like, what is this? I have a saying, I have a motto, like, less is more right now. So I think that is a very important saying. Like, you don't have to do much to be happy. So that's my main focus.
Welcome.
What's going on? Everybody good?
You good?
Good.
What's just kind of in general, what's your summer been like? Whether emotional or like how the move has been and everything?
It's been great. You know, just transitioning out here, you know, getting adjusted out here and getting to know the city, the team, the staff. You know, it's been great so far.
How long have you been in town for?
I've been in and out for like the past month or so. like I said, yeah, just getting the feel for the team, for the area, for the city, and everything like that. So.
What have your first impressions been of Coach Hardy?
He's been real cool. You know, I met him first at Summer League in Vegas, and we kind of just been keeping in touch since then. And you know, he'll check on me, I'll check on him, and yeah, just not even so much just basketball. We've just been talking about just life, the transition, the moves, and stuff like that. So, yeah.
What are your impressions of the team at this point? It's got to be kind of weird having this many guys who've never played together before, right?
I mean, like I said, it's an opportunity, for everybody. I think, anytime we got new staff, new coaches, new everything. So everybody's just getting to know each other, getting the feel for each other. And like I said, it's great. I think we're a hungry team, like we're a young team. And, we got a lot of guys that got a lot of stuff to prove, staff as well, everybody. So I think that just put an edge on our shoulders.
What's that like being, with a group where, not as many of you guys are established and you're looking to establish yourselves in the league, and what are some of the pros and the cons of that?
I mean, the pros of that is just like being a hungry team. Like I said, everybody have that chip on their shoulder. They have that edge. They know what we're here for. So like I said, it just raises the level of competition. I feel like even playing pickup and scrimmages since I've been here, you get to see the level of competition. Everybody's, fighting for either a spot, a place in the league, or whatever the case may be. Everybody have their own individual goals, and whether it's contract year, whatever the case may be. So, just the level of competitiveness that I've seen so far, it's been great.
Is there anyone that's kind of stood out or surprised you in the gym?
Honestly, I would say a lot of guys, just from not seeing as much of them. Guys like Taylor's been looking good. Even Nikhil, Jared Butler. Obviously, Colin getting back into his groove. So it's been a lot of guys that even big fella Walk, he's been looking good as well. So I'm real pleased. The way we're looking right now.
When you look at yourself individually, I know ideally, the goal for, almost every NBA player is to come back with something from the summer. What do you want to come back with?
I mean, this summer I worked on a little bit of everything. Just coming back, more poise, obviously, experience helps with that. This being my 5th year in the league, I feel like each year I've, just got better mentally, physically, pretty much every aspect of the game. So I would say, just from working on pretty much everything, finishing, shooting, ball handling. My goal this year was just to, come back the following year with, just better overall.
Some of the runs that you played in this summer were really competitive. A lot of guys, a lot of really good guys. What were those like? And, is that a platform for you to kind of work on some of the stuff, that you wanted to work on?
Are you talking about here or in general?
No, just in general.
Yeah. I mean, being able to play NBA level talent in the summer, definitely took advantage of that. Just working on my game, both offensively and defensively. Being able to match up with those guys in the summertime, and just to keep me, on edge and on my toes, and being able to work on my game offensively against, some top talent in the NBA. Yeah, I think it was super beneficial for me.
What will make this season a success for you individually?
Individually, obviously, want to have a full healthy season. So, that alone, would be a good successful season for me. But I don't know, like I said, just to get better than I did last year. Whether it's being a better defender, being a better finisher, being more of a leader, on that defensive end, being more vocal. I think, that'll be very pivotal, especially with this team with a lot of younger guys. Just being a lot more vocal on that end and, leading by example. And, really just, coming out there with that edge and setting that tone.
I was going to ask, do you see yourself as the defensive leader of this team?
I wouldn't say the leader, but I'll, be one of those guys for sure. Just from being experienced and us being a young team, and me kind of knowing what it takes a little bit just from learning from guys like, like I had Pat Bev last year and a couple other defensive guys, just knowing what it takes to set that tone and be that backbone of the defensive end, You know, just really just sharing my knowledge with some of the younger, less experienced guys. Even though I'm still young myself, still learning, but yeah, just having that backbone, that foundation.
Last year, Rudy Gay was number 8. Obviously, you have it this year. Was there a story of how that happened, or you give that number up to you, or how did you end up with the number?
I mean, honestly, we had never spoke about it. I guess, when they asked me what number I wanted, I was just at number 8, and it was available at the time, so I just stayed with it.
Is it difficult to, I guess, kind of come up with a cohesive defensive system on a team with this many young guys, this many guys who haven't ever really played together before?
I wouldn't say it's difficult. Like I said, we're a young team. We're athletic. We're fast, and I think those are going to be some of the things we use to our advantage. Yeah, and I think we're very versatile. We have a lot of guys that can play a lot of different positions and be a lot of different places on the floor. So I think we're going to use our versatility, our speed, our youth to our advantage. When it comes to the defensive end. Whether it's flying around and causing havoc and just being physical and being able to switch and play different positions. So I think that'll be our advantage.
Obviously, this team doesn't have a lot of outsider expectations on it. How do you guys kind of react to that?
I mean, we love it. Just being the underdog mentality. I feel like, this is my 3rd team, and I feel like every one of those teams coming into the year, we was kind of, in a sense, underrated, I guess, or the underdog. And, nobody really had an expectation for us to do anything, make the playoffs or anything like that. So, I love it. It gives us, extra chip, even though, our guys are already super motivated individually, but as a unit, it just gives us an extra chip and just extra level of motivation, just to go out there and just, not even necessarily prove them wrong, but just prove us right. We know what we have, our goals as a team, and, we know we have, more than enough to accomplish those goals as well.
What are some of those goals as a team?
I would say just, obviously everybody's goals, make the playoffs, but for us it's just compete every time down. We want to be one of the most competitive teams in the NBA, on both ends of the floor. Being able to get stops on the defensive end and play winning basketball on the offensive end. So those are our goals, and I think if we stick to that, then the results will take care of itself.
What are the pros and cons about playing with a group of guys that haven't necessarily played together much before?
The pros of it is everybody's, kind of just, open to learning each other. So it's always good to really learn your teammates. And I think that kind of starts just off the court, just hanging out with him, just knowing his background, knowing, where he came from and stuff like that. Just getting to know your teammates, I think it helps a lot, goes a long way. That way when you are on the floor, you kind of, develop a sense of trust and vulnerability to be able to get on your teammate and also be able to receive criticism as well. So I think that's the pros of it. And like I said, that's just being young, being hungry, being motivated. We got a lot of guys that want to establish themselves in this league and prove that they can be in this league and be a productive player in this league. So like I said, I'm super excited about that. Not only for me, but just for all of us. I think we have a great opportunity here to make a name for ourselves and for the Utah Jazz as well.
How do you kind of balance that, guys wanting to establish themselves and make a name for themselves, but also kind of swimming together and working together for winning basketball, team basketball, not just individual.
Oh, for sure, and that can go in with kind of the cons. Guys, individually want to have their own goals as well, and they want to use this as an opportunity to accomplish those individual goals. But I would say being around this league, it's my 5th year, so I think winning take care of everything. Obviously you want to have those individual stats, but that winning is what's going to elevate everybody. When you're on a winning team, winning program, everybody's going to get looks or get the attention, get signed, and wherever the case may be. So I would say, you know, obviously, you know, having your individual goal is great, but as a unit, we just need to focus on competing and creating that, you know, competitive culture and just winning. I think winning takes care of everything.
That's true across sports, but like winning does take care of everything. What if you don't get the wins?
It ain't as much about the win, just creating that culture, that competitive culture, be able to fight and just compete every time down, every game. You know, win, lose, or draw, just as long as we're competing, giving maximum effort. And like I said, that goes along with just the culture, just having that competitive culture. You know, we want teams in the league to know, like, you know, when you come play the Utah Jazz, they're gonna play hard. They're gonna compete every time down. They're gonna be a physical team. They're gonna, you know, we want to have that name. So that's the biggest thing right now, just creating that culture. And then, like I said, with the wins and everything else, success and everything else that come along with it.
There's a lot of talk still around this team just because they've got more guaranteed contracts than what they can carry into the season. They've still got some veteran guys, and there's discussion about, you know, who will be here, who won't. Have you been able to kind of get settled here, get used to the idea that, like, I'm definitely going to be here, even as, like, your name has come up in, like, some of these rumors about who's going to be here, who's not?
For me, I just control what I can control. You know, I'm here now. And as of today, I'm, you know, part of the Utah Jazz. So that's all I'm focused on right now is, you know, whatever I can do to, you know, help and impact this team, this organization. Which, you know, that's my biggest focus right now. You know, I let the front office and those guys handle what they handle, but right now I'm just controlling what I control, and, you know, that's being a part of the Utah Jazz right now.
What's your journey been like from, you know, coming out of college, having to really fight to stay in the league, coming out of college to now being a guy that the Jazz consider, you know, a main cog on the roster?
Like I said, it's been a hell of a journey. You know, just, you know, from coming out of college, being the second round pick to, you know, my first couple of years I wasn't playing at all due to coming back from some injury and then being on a loaded playoff team. So, like I said, I've been through it all. I've been from not playing. I've even been down to the G League. I've been from coming off the bench to starting. So, I think just, you know, just showing, you know, the guys in the league, like, you know, you don't have to be a top, you know, 5 or 10 pick just to make an impact on this league. And like I said, I've been through it all, you know, from, you know, G League all the way up to, you know, being a starter. So I think it's just a testimony to the work that I put in and you know, just the work that I put in, just kept grinding and getting through the adversity and just, you know, to keep pushing.